What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back at it
like a crack addict. Oh, I like that.
So smooth. Yeah. Fucking knuckles about it. Eh?
Yeah. Hey, welcome on, Des. How the fuck are you? We got Des Sledge in the building. If you are familiar with the last name Sledge, it is legendary here in Watt and LV, so check it out. But we got Aaron Sledge as our producer. He actually showed up to work today, so he's in the studio today.
What?
We got Tony in here ready to go with all of these shits. We're going to take a fucking sip of this Pink Whitney that Des brought, and then we're going to get into this. She's a fucking awesome artist and a great baker, so just get ready for these cool-ass stories. And she's Aaron's sister, so insights.
Already cool enough, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Fuck it. Now, while this guy takes this drink, let me remind you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Yes. We just hit 1,000 subs. Trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the week. You know, something slight.
Something slight.
And this pumpernickel is sponsored and goes out to Aunt Linda.
Oh, yes.
Shout out Aunt Linda. R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
You said it would have been, what, 3 years? Something like that?
Yeah, it's 3 years yesterday.
That's crazy. Time be flying when someone passes.
Dude, honestly, like, her birthday was on the 9th, and I was just like, damn, like, it's mind-blowing, actually, like, how bad it hurts to, like, miss somebody like that. And it's like, wow, like, it feels like just yesterday.
Yeah.
I look back at these pictures, you know, from when I was little, and I'm just like, oh, shit.
See, pictures are, like, beautiful and haunting at the same time, because it's like you get to relive it, you know. I almost feel like it was probably better before pictures and all that. Like when your wife died, you were like, oh, I forget what she looks like, I forget her voice. Off to the next, right? Like
now you got it hanging over the fucking
like a guilt.
Like, the trippy thing for me is, like, I mean, I remember her voice, like, in the back of my head, like, just because, like, she used to call me, my brother, my sister, and my mom Sweet Pea. So, like, I can hear her voice saying that every time I think about it. Because, I mean, that's what I got tattooed on me right there.
Yeah, that's cute.
So, I mean,
so y'all were pretty close then.
Every time, yeah, because, like, she didn't have grandkids. So we were, like, her grandkids, you know? Like, that's how it was. So she treated us like we were her grandkids and gave us anything and everything we fucking wanted. And we'd be like, hey, Aunt Linda, can we get this? And she's like, yeah, Sweet Pea. And then she'd put her hand on your back, and she always had, like, long nails and be, like, rubbing your back.
Were they fake or real?
No, it had real long nails.
I can't do that, you know? I cannot do real nails.
I think that's why I've been getting into, like, the whole nails lately, because like I just miss that, you know.
I cannot. I don't like dirty nails, for one. That's like a pet peeve of mine. And when they're real, they're just so much more caution and prone to that getting dirty. And I think it's that fucking, you know how like a lot of it's like solid white and then it's like your nail bed or whatever. Can't do it.
See, sometimes you be getting those people that had, like, the yellow-ass nails, and it's, like, white right there, and then it's yellow at the end. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of nasty.
That's crusty. It's fucking crusty. We got some crusters out there. Fuck. No, okay, so the cool thing about you is that you moved here with Aaron from Washington, but you got
Vegas.
Oh, that's what I meant to say, from Las Vegas. But you have you're older than Aaron too. Like, how much older are you?
3 years.
That's what we were trying to discuss earlier. He was telling, and then you have an older sister too, Jasmine. Yeah. And how much older is she than you?
She's 1.5 years older than me.
Okay. Yeah. And I know this just because we've talked, but you and Aaron got along a lot more. Or, like, just, like, hung out way more growing up.
Well, like, see, when I was little, I hated the shit out of him. Me and my sister both. And then, like, once we got older, you know, like...
Wait, why'd you hate him, though? Because he was spoiled?
Yeah, like, you know, my mom was like, he's the youngest, you know, and so she would always just treat him like a baby, and I'd get so mad. And she's like, I don't understand why he acts like this. And it's like... Well, Mom, look what you did. So, I mean, like, I hated him, and so did my sister. We used to, like, torture the shit out of him. Mainly it's me, you know. Like, I'd get my sister to start doing shit. But once we got older, my sister was just a bitch sometimes. And, you know, me and Aaron were just kind of rocking together. And, like, we went to school together, like, high school, and that's when we got the closest.
Yeah, in high school?
Yeah, because, I mean, that's the only time we really went to school together besides elementary. Like, we didn't get to go to middle school. And, like, he used to always, like, tell me every single time we'd go to my middle school, he'd be like, hey, like, I wish I went to school with you, just let me go to school with you today. And I'm like, that's not how that works. It's not bring your child to work day, you know. That's so awesome. That's how that was.
Did you guys ever, like, well, because you hated him, you guys get in a lot of fights when you were growing up then, just because he was the pampered one? We
got into so many fights. I remember the one time, so we had like Wii controllers, right? And we had these Wii controllers because we got a Wii for Christmas that year. So we got Wii controllers and they were in his room, and we all had iPods. And so we didn't have like the little boxes for the chargers. So we'd have to plug it into like the controller base. And he would, like, the one time I told him, I was like, hey, I'm going to go plug my stuff in. And he's like, no, you can't come in my room. And I was like, no, like, I need to charge my iPod. Like, I'm trying to listen to music later. Like, let me plug it in. And he kept fighting with me about it. And then, like, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in anyways. So I went in anyways. And I went to go plug it in. And this motherfucker jumps on my back like he's a fucking monkey. Like, jumps on my back and is, like, hanging on me, like, swinging and everything. So I, like, swing him off of me. And then he had braces on at the time. So he comes up to me and he's like biting my leg like a little chihuahua, like biting the shit out of me. And like, I swear to God, like I kicked him a few times and then he jumped on me again. And my mom came in and we both just froze. Like he was on my back and we both just stopped and looked at her. And she's like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know better. And she starts punching me and she's like, you could have killed him. Don't hit your little brother. And then punches him and she's like, yeah, no, you know better not to hit a girl and blah, blah. And so we're both getting our ass whooped by our moms and we're just looking at each other like, mad as fuck. Like that was the last like physical time that we like fought.
What age was that?
I want to say like I was in middle school, so I think I was in 8th grade and he was probably like 5th grade then at that point.
Damn, Aaron, he was pulling the old spider monkey out.
Yeah,
he was little though.
Little, yeah.
He didn't get huge until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was short as fuck and he weighed like 40 pounds. So like
he was just tossing him around. I remember when Aaron went out of town once and you picked me up. You showed me this video of him fucking you guys just like tickling the shit out of him, and
he's screaming.
Yeah, like a little girl just.
Were you tapping him in the chest?
No, we were like tickling his armpits and just sitting there tickling the shit out of him. He was sitting on like a chair or something.
Oh, you're the youngest though. That had to suck.
Recliner.
You always got tickled by them. Yeah, they used to me. I fucking hate that. I'm glad I didn't grow up with older sisters. Fucking, but the high school y'all went to was pretty fucking cool. It was like sectioned out, right?
Yeah,
like
so
they had different courses you could take.
Like at the high school that I went to, it was a career tech, so there was different majors that you went there for. So I mean, it was pretty cool. A lot of the majors you didn't start till you were about a sophomore, so like that's when I started mine, was sophomore year. And then Aaron started his freshman year. But yeah, depending on like what like major you majored in would be like depending on like what classes and stuff, but majority of the time it would be like a year ahead. So like my freshman year, like I was taking classes that were meant for sophomores because the fact that I wasn't going to be taking those classes sophomore year, so we were always a year ahead for that.
So what were the like factions or whatever that you could take? Because I know he took construction.
So there was cosmetology, culinary arts, construction, Cisco. So Cisco's like with like computers and stuff like that. Architecture, auto body and auto tech. And then there was what else? Photography. There was
there art class? Like
not a major, no. There was 3D animation. There was sports medicine.
Damn, they had a lot like fields in there. And you chose stuff. Culinary, right? What made you choose culinary?
I mean, I was like super into cooking because like my mom wasn't home a lot. Like she was always working, you know, and like being a single parent. So
yeah, she grinded out the mud for y'all.
Oh,
Aaron always
really
tells
did.
me, yeah,
she really did, you know. And so like I'd always be the one to take care of my sister and my brother. So I'd be the one cooking dinner, doing all this stuff. And like I just got super into it. And like when I was younger, like I got into baking because my Aunt Barb, like she used to bake all the time, and we'd go over there and she made like the best stuff ever. Like,
was that your mom's sister?
No. So she was like, she pretty much raised my dad. So like she was like a mom figure to him, but it was like our great aunt. That's who she was to us.
Yeah, we got one of those too. Fucking Lori. My dad's he calls her mom, but my dad's mom died when he was young. So
that's how
like,
it is with mine.
It was like, yeah, the lady he like looked up to after that point.
Exactly.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
You've never met Lori, dude?
I don't think so. Like,
you got that part of life. He did not.
Grandma Lori, bro. Never met her once, twice.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, she's like a blonde lady. She kind of looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter. But like as a chick. You know?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about now? Yeah. She was cool though. I always called her Grandma Lori. She taught me how to flip a burger, you know?
I mean, it's not very hard.
No, but it took the right kind of skill, you know,
to flip a burger.
Yeah, because I kept like pushing them down, and that you lose the juice that way.
It totally
it's all
looks
about
like
the
something
flip.
You would see on TV though.
Yeah, right. That's how they.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
What was your favorite childhood cartoon?
Rocket Power.
Never heard of it. Tell me about it.
Oh, I forget that you guys are younger. I was like, what the hell? Aaron knows about that life. That's why. But so Rocket Power was this cartoon on Nickelodeon, and it was a bunch of kids, and they were surfers, and they also fucking skate. Like they also like had skateboards and stuff, and they would be doing all this different stuff. But it was like
Rob Dyrdek had a show like that later, but
yeah. But no, this one like it was badass because like they were like hella cool. Like one of the girls had like purple hair, like short purple hair, and she was like the shit. Like I always wanted to be her, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it was pretty cool because they surfed and they fucking rode skateboards, and they would just be mobbing through like this like it looked like an island or something.
Were they
that
kids?
On. Yeah, like I don't even think they were teenagers. Right there.
What was it called again?
Rocket Power.
Okay, no, I've definitely
yeah.
seen this. That looks like Chucky right there, though, doesn't it? Yeah. What the fuck? It looks like they just grew up, doesn't it? There's the two twins.
Yep.
Whoa, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Rocket Power was the shit. That was one of my
Flash
favorite
from
ones.
the past.
It's definitely the same people that made Rugrats.
I feel like it's similar, yeah.
Fucking. And you used to watch that a lot growing up?
I watched that, and then on Disney Channel, I loved Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Never in
Really?
my life.
In mine.
Really?
No.
See, y'all missing out. That's why.
Brandon and Mr. Whiskers?
Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Okay, I need a rundown of that,
That's
too.
a cat, right?
Yeah, it gotta
No,
be a cat.
so Brandy was this dog that was like living like the pampered life, and then she ends up getting lost in a jungle or something. Like I don't know if her plane crashed or something, but she gets lost in the jungle. And then there was also a rabbit, which is Mr. Whiskers.
Oh,
and
weird name for a
yeah,
rabbit.
and they end up like living on this
Dumpity.
like jungle life together, you know. And there's like a bunch of different characters that get brought into that. But I would say that's the show right there.
Did you just say?
Oh, that looks. That's a better rabbit name. Thumpy.
You're thinking about
It
Thumper
looks
from
familiar.
fucking
Thumper,
Bambi.
yeah.
From what?
Bambi.
Never.
Thumper, the fucking little rabbit that goes.
It's like.
You know, I don't know. Okay, how do you feel about the Goonies? Because Tony was trying to get me on it today. What do you think about the
You've
Goonies?
never watched the Goonies?
I have one time.
He
I wasn't
thinks
a
it's
fan.
like bullshit.
I wasn't a fan.
Why?
It's because I saw it like for the first time like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it had been so hyped my whole life. Like everyone was like, "Oh, it's a great movie. It's a great movie."
It is.
It's so
I gotta
good."
give you this though. It's
And-
something you have to watch a few times to appreciate.
And it's like
Yeah.
I just the first go through, I was like, "This is it. Like this is what everyone's talking about. It's really not
See,
that good."
I watched it when I was young because my mom, you know, like my mom showed us all those movies, you know, like all the old stuff. So
Yeah.
I watched it because of her. And then like I don't know, as I get older I appreciate it more because I'm like, okay, this is kind of cheesy, but I like it, you know. So I mean, it's cool, but then I could see like where there's spots in the movie where you're like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It plays the line of like serious and then like fantasy, and then I just don't know where to draw that at, you know.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't really tickle the pickle the way it should. Like if after all this hype, I kind of expected something orgasmic.
See, I mean, I
it's
loved
like
it.
from the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Thanos is
old.
in it, you know.
Yeah.
Thanos is fucking dope.
Who does he play?
What? Are you dumb or stupid?
I'm just asking a question. Who does the motherfucker play?
The older brother.
Okay.
Does it make sense now?
The guy that be singing?
I don't know. Did he sing?
I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a minute.
Yeah, because it's not good.
It is. I even have it on DVD. I have it on DVD.
It's actually a classic. So
It is. You
No,
just don't appreciate it.
I
It's
don't.
cool.
I don't.
it's whatever.
But we are a little far into the podcast. Where can they find anything that you're doing? Because I know you do be selling your art and you do be selling goodies and bakery items.
I do.
And where can they find all of that just in case they want to hop on the list?
So for my baked goods, it's called Wonderland Goods. I don't remember what my username is because I just made my Instagram not too long ago. But like we'll give that information later.
Yeah. Go check
But-
out the description and you'll find all the links.
And then for my art, like I was telling you earlier, like I don't have an Instagram for my art, but I do have an Etsy, and I'll also like provide that later. But like for my Instagram, it's on my main account, so it's _misfits_X_. That's where you're gonna find like my
guys,
art
go
stuff.
check that shit out. She did
Yeah.
this piece right up here. This was like she did that like four.
Like 4 years
yeah,
ago,
like
yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been a long
And
time.
we haven't even mentioned.
I know,
the
and this
piece.
new fucking art piece right there, that shit's just so fucking dope.
You guys will get a close up at some
Yeah,
point.
you really can't appreciate it from that distance. but it is fucking dope.
We're definitely gonna throw it.
Is
on
that
a
something
t-shirt.
like you want to do forever? Is like sell your art and.
I definitely want to get big in that. The only thing is that like finding the confidence to make new pieces, you know. And so like for that one, I was just like, you know what? I want to do something for you guys. I want to get a new piece on the wall, you know.
Yeah.
So that was my opportunity to do so and include your guys' artwork that you guys already have to begin with, and like kind of put my own take on it, you know.
Yeah,
too.
In a sense, it kind of like drew itself because you had the inspiration and image already. I feel that though. Would you be more into like making pieces and selling them, or like doing custom work, like doing things for other people?
See, like right now, like I am doing, like I do mainly like custom work. I do have like a few pieces that I've already done that I do post on my Etsy, but like I do think it's because of the fact that I don't have too many followers yet, like for that I haven't sold it. But I mean, I'm all for whatever. If you want to pitch me an idea and say this is what I like, this is the color I want, whatever, then I mean I'll go with it, you know. As long as I get enough detail, then I can come up with my own shit.
Yeah. And what's like a project you feel like you turned down, like if they were too controlling over something?
I feel like if they weren't, because I'm like, my art stuff is like mainly I want to say it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like it's different.
I like it. Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, like it's not like super abstract where you're gonna see a bunch of shapes, but it is definitely different, you know. So I mean, like if they're not open to like seeing like, I guess, like out of the fucking box type shit, then it's like I'm not gonna be able to do that for you, because like I need to be able to run with my creativity. Like I can't sit there and fucking have you be like, okay, well I want a stick person and I don't want the stick person doing anything, I just want the hand sticking out, and that's that. Like,
it can't be too plain Jane.
I feel that though, because every time I order art, like when I had the guy do this or the one behind you, I literally go, here's like a couple of things I like, but go crazy like on your own style, because I feel like when you're buying art, you're buying their taste, their style. Like you don't want to go in there and be exact like, hey, I want this and that, because it's like, why are you buying from this person? You could go to anybody at that point.
Or you can go fucking print this shit out yourself, you know, because I mean, like when you buy art from someone, it's usually a bit of their personality, you know. So I mean, like for me, like the last like big piece that I did was for my cousin, and he told me, you know, he was just like, hey, like I want you to do whatever, I'm mainly into abstract. And I was like, shit, what do I do with that? Like, you know, you're not giving me any ideas. So I did 2 different ones, and one of them I knew he was like into like comic books, you know, and stuff. Like he likes Batman, Superman, like all this shit like that. So I did like a really cool like Batman and Superman one, and it was just the silhouettes of them. And then like I had him pick like 5 different colors that he really liked, like one for the base, and then I had him pick other colors as well. So I did like a splatter background, and I did the silhouette, and it was like dripping. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And then the other one, since he liked abstract, like I was like, all right, I'm gonna do my own take on this, see what I, you know, what would I like. And so I drew like, well, I painted like this like blue background. It had like clouds and stuff, and then there was like a bust of a girl from here down right here, and she had like flowers coming out of her neck. So like I had these big flowers. At first I painted them, but then I was like, you know what, like let's make this a little bit more like poppy, like let's do something. And so I went and bought like those like fake like artificial flowers from Walmart, like these really big ones. And I just clipped the back of them and I stuck them in there and hot glued them, and like they look badass.
That's filthy. I always like when you throw like different layers of art, like a like a picture, and then you like get all arts and craftsy on it, glue some fucking macaroni shells or something. You know,
I mean, it's cool to have texture, and that's what makes your shit pop, you know, the most.
I think so. I agree. Like I you know what I think would be cool, like if someone did like painted a bear, and then like on half of it they used like bear fur and like just actually glued it in there. Like just like weird.
I don't doubt that that's been done.
Probably.
Because I was gonna say, like there's a few artists that I've seen lately. I don't remember what their names are, but I've been seeing it like on Instagram and Twitter. But it'll be like the girl will paint pictures of like these African American women, and like they'll be pictures of like their hair being braided. And then there'll be girls, like another frame is like off to the side, like it's braiding like the hair, but they'll have like artificial hair, like actually like included in like the braids of like the painting, and then onto her hands where she's braiding at.
That's fucking
like
cool.
There's pretty cool stuff like
they need
that.
to make like just a whole museum out of like just wacky ass art.
Oh,
like
I'm
that.
sure they do.
Oh, they probably have a few. Yeah. I don't know. Like it's weird. I heard this like once where it said, anything you think of or say has been done before.
Oh yeah,
like there's nothing new under the sun.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there is something that is pretty unique, but like, yeah, no, if you think of something, I'm sure someone has thought of that same thought, because not one fucking thought is unique at that point. Like everyone has some similar thoughts, whether or not be sober or fucking, on whatever the fuck else. But,
oh God, like we've been here 2,000 plus years after Christ. Like there's been so much shit.
Especially with the rate that technology is moving, it kind of makes it to where anybody can do like anything that they want,
Exactly.
I just don't get how we didn't move in technology faster.
Right.
You know
because
what I mean?
It took a minute.
2,000 years?
Exactly. Because I was going to say, I mean, even in the 90s, like they had a Walkman, like they had shit like that.
Yeah,
but like they didn't have too much shit. They had VHS tapes and stuff, early 2000s and stuff like that. But like, no, like it took a while for anyone to be able to have like a touchscreen phone, be able
that
to
was definitely a big breakthrough.
Right. Because I mean, look at it now and look at the shit, moving forward, like all the stuff that people will be coming up with, like it's going to be mind blowing to see what, ideas come out in the future.
Oh God. I think it's possible that our grandkids could live forever.
Oh,
I don't
maybe
I think
great grandkids.
Like
I don't know
in
about
their
grandkids.
lifetime, it'll happen. Like maybe towards the end of it, but it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that, would you do it? Would you put your brain like in a subconscious, like your subconscious into a robot?
I think it depends. Like, like I think I would like to, but then
Secret
again, like
Agent Man, Secret Agent Man.
if like it came to the point where like all my loved ones and like friends were gone and I was the only one left, then I wouldn't want to.
Right.
But if I had other people to like live on with, then yeah, I would.
Well, I mean, like if you can live forever, you can always like. I mean, it sounds shitty, but you can always like
spread
create
the knowledge.
ones.
Make new loved ones.
But
and
see,
friends.
I mean, like I wouldn't like if like
they'd
for
eventually
instance,
die too. You'd see everyone you love die.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
Forever.
it's like if you're the only person out of like let's say your bloodline at that point, then then what the hell? Like that's how you got to think of it. Because I mean, like let's say if it's Aaron and I, and then he outlived me. But then we were talking about, like switching like our self-conscious or whatever to like, a robot.
Right.
Then it'd be kind of like, okay, well, like I wouldn't want to do it if something happened to him and he wasn't able to do that too.
Would you be scared that once your physical body's dead, that it's just done?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I fear with this
yeah.
whole transfer subconscious shit. I think they just make a carbon copy of everything that I am and put it into this machine. It's not me. It's a copy of me living on.
You could knock on that shit. It'd sound like metal.
Yeah, well, but I just feel like I am gone forever. Now you just have
like
this
physically
base
you're
of
not there.
this carbon copy clone pretty much
Right.
of me. That's my subconscious.
It's not your actual consciousness.
Yeah, it's not actually you. Is
it
what
would
I
just
think.
be like a hard drive of yourself. So like all your thoughts and everything, it'd be a hard drive. But then obviously it'd be like toned out quite a bit because you're a robot. Like you have no emotions. Like so I mean like you would be missing a great portion of like your self-conscious like in general. A great portion of yourself because you wouldn't have like
it's
too
like
much
Chappie.
Personality.
It's like fucking Chappie. Have you seen Chappie?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end there when Doctor does that, that's what I fear. Like Doctor's actually dead. That's just a carbon copy.
Right.
See, that's why I can't fuck with none of this shit. Unless they're freezing me like Austin Powers, that's it.
Dude, shit,
And
I
they
would
better
I
do
would
that
do
quick.
that. I would do that
better
because
do
you'd
it
wake
quick.
up and be like, oh, that was a great power nap. Like,
Okay.
oh, hell yeah.
Like I would hate to do that biofree shit at like 80.
No,
Because then no
give
matter
me
when
in
I
my
unthaw,
prime.
yeah, no
Get
matter
me in my prime.
no matter when I unthaw, I'm gonna be fucked. I'll have like 6 years and then I'm
Yeah,
done.
you're gonna be like dying because the fact that you're already old as shit and like no telling what the fuck's wrong with you, So you freeze yourself. Let's say you had like, some like type of like health issues, and then you freeze yourself because you don't want to die right then and there, but then you're still gonna die 5 minutes later after you unfreeze.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like I'm here. Oh fuck, I'm dead. Like
Just procrastinating the inevitable.
dude, and that's something I would do. I'm such a procrastinator.
You
Like
said, I'm not ready.
no, oh god, like I told Tony, all right, let's get ready for Destiny. She's gonna be here soon. And then he comes in here. I'm in my room on the bed watching TikToks. like I know I have shit to do, but I'm hearing him in here, and I'm just still scrolling. I'm just like, all right. And I don't know what it is. Like, what fires that fucking procrastination?
see, I mean, you just have to have some type of motivation, and that's the same thing with my art. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I need to have some type of drive to do it, to want to do it. And like for that painting, like I was just like, okay, like I have motivation to do it because I want to get this shit done for the podcast. Like that's exactly what it is, So I mean, it just depends on like what motivates you, you know, what gets you going.
You gotta set yourself better deadlines.
Exactly. I mean, as long as you're strict
that,
in yourself, what is it? Like, if you do it 7 days a week, then it's not or you do it 7 days a week, it becomes a habit. So if you break that habit and you start, you know, doing it only a few days a week and you do less and less every week, then it's not gonna be a habit anymore for you to procrastinate for whatever, you know, the podcast shit, whatever it is that you want to do.
See, I fall into, I want to do what I think I wanted to do before I want to do what I know I need to do. Okay. And I run into that way too much. And, you know, it's some shit my grandfather would have, like, bitched at me for.
Dude, well, I remember when he used to be yelling at you on the fucking field when you be playing football.
It's like, a 152!
We just turn around and look at him because before we even knew who you were, we're like, what the hell? You wouldn't even be in the game. You're like, I'm on the sideline. Yeah. What do you want me to do?
It was fucking awesome. I missed that. You know, like, there was a time he yelled out and it was like my first fucking, who are those people? Varsity. It was my first varsity game, and I'm in the huddle, and he yells out, "You better hit the 152!" I fucking pop out the huddle and I go, "Okay, I will." And like everyone starts laughing and dying, and I pop back in the huddle. And coach after that, he goes, "What'd you say?" And I go, "My grandpa, he said hit someone." And so I popped out and I said, "I will." And he was like, "Oh, damn straight, you do that." it was just funny because, like, Grandpa, he kind of built that name for himself. We have some JV footage on YouTube, and then you just see my grandpa's big-ass head walk into the shot. Yeah, it's hella funny. Yeah, he was a big football fan. He was hella sad when I got kicked off, but...
Oh, I'm sure he was. He
fucking,
was like, damn.
You remember Aunt Patty?
Yes.
Yeah. You know that time that you got, like, fucked up off of the blunt. Like, I don't even know how that happened. There was for the people who listened, there was a time Destiny had come over to smoke with me and Aaron, and we Aaron rolled a nice wood, like, and it was like the first time I was ever gonna see Destiny hit weed.
Well, that was the first time I ever smoked a wood.
Oh, like, yeah.
So see, that'll do it right there.
Yeah, it had to be a while ago.
Well, no, I mean, I smoked, but like I didn't smoke like that. But like even then, like once we moved here, I didn't smoke like that at all. I did occasionally, but yeah, no, like that night, I was just like, you know what, like. I'm having a rough day at fucking Alfie's. Like, this shit is trash.
We all worked at Alfie's together, too. Fucking. But no, yeah, you came over and we literally, I think you only took like a puff or two. And we were drinking, too.
I think I hit it at least 3 times. But yeah, we were drinking that night.
Yeah, we were drinking,
I was crossed, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm dying.
You were sitting like this for a solid, like... 20 minutes just over and then here out of nowhere here flies out Patty going, is she dead? What's happening? Like freaking out. And I'm like, you know, I don't really know. I don't know what's happening with Dez. You know, Aaron's kind of like watching over her. Me and him are both looking at each other like, I don't know what happened. How are we gonna get her home? Type thing. And then I ended up asking Patty, and like, you know what's funny is when she did it, she took you guys home, but then like months and months later.
We walked home.
Did you guys walk? I could have swore she drove.
No, we walked home. No, I didn't drive that time. We walked home.
I just remember she fucking was holding that shit over my head. She was like, yeah, and him and Aaron's sister and Aaron, they all just were in here fucking dying and drinking alcohol, and Destiny almost died. I remember it was fucking, my grandparents always thought that I was hitting on you or something. Like, they always thought we were together.
Your grandpa always thought that we were together. He would be like, you could do so much better. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're not a thing. We're not a thing.
It was funny, too, because they would be like, how old is she? And I remember I was like 27. I said that one time.
Yeah, your grandpa thought I was a fucking cougar.
Yeah. He was like, she's 27? And I was like, yeah, but it's fine. It's her and sister. Like, it'll be fine. And like,
I'm just a 27-year-old fucking hanging out with 17-year-olds. Like,
it was fucking. It was
I think you guys were 16, maybe even at that point.
Yeah, probably. Like,
because I was like, shit. That makes me feel even more creepy.
But that was right when you had your Kia. That was the first car you ever bought, right?
No. So that was technically the second car. So in Vegas, I had a '97 Chevy Camaro with like the T-tops and everything. Oh, never got to drive it, but
that's a beautiful car just by name.
I was excited as hell. Like, I was so stoked to get this car. God, bought it for $500.
What was wrong with it?
It just needed a new fuel pump and a battery.
Damn.
That was all. And I bought all my shit, and then my uncle stole my stuff from me, but and blamed it on my little brother. So I mean, he tried to say that my brother
tried to say this brother over here.
Yeah, he said that Aaron took it because he wanted to sell it for money to buy weed. And I was like, who the fuck's gonna buy a car?
I know which uncle you're talking to.
Little kid.
I know which uncle you're talking about too.
Yeah.
And his credibility just doesn't run
Trash.
up on that one.
Is
Yeah, like
Is that Audie's dad?
yeah.
Okay.
He just the fucking credibility of that statement.
He's
it
just absolute trash.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hey. So your first car was that? What happened to it? Why didn't you end up driving it?
So when I had gotten it, like I said, like I was working and I bought all the parts for it. Then my uncle stole my shit, and then eventually I was like, okay, well, you know what? Like I'm just gonna save up money and I'm just gonna get it fixed completely, get it repainted, whatever. And when I moved to Washington, I was gonna actually, get my car shipped out there, but I wasn't working at the time when I moved here for at least 3 months. So I was like, all right, well, my car's sitting in my grandma's place, and she was like, okay, well, it can't stay here anymore. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do, So I went back to Vegas, and one of my cousins, he was going to buy it from me. Or this is before I left. So he was going to buy it from me before I left.
Like before you moved?
Yeah, before we moved. And so he was like, yeah, like I'll buy it from you for this much money, blah, blah. Like he fixed it up. Had a mechanic come to like the house and fix it and everything.
Damn.
And
so it was running when it left your
Yeah, it
house.
was running. I
been
sat
so
in the
sad.
car with him, when he was driving it, and he's like, I'll sell it back to you for cheap. And I was like, all right, sounds good.
Never did.
So no, like what happened was that, I moved and then I went back to Vegas for a week, and he kept like lagging on like contacting me back, like getting in touch with me on like buying the car. And I was like, before I moved there, like I told him, hey, like I have all the paperwork figured out, like I have the title, everything, like just, meet up with me and I'll give it to you. And so he didn't say shit to me, and that's what made me mad. Didn't say shit to me. And so I was like, fuck, like I need to get rid of this car before I leave. So like the last like 2 days I was there, I was like, Mom, like you need to figure out like who's gonna buy this car from me, because I need to get rid of it. I can't bring it here and I can't leave it there,
So he wasn't replying to you when you were trying to sell it to him?
Yeah, no.
After he got it fixed?
After he fixed it. So he put in this money to get it fixed and bought the parts for it to get it fixed, and was lagging, didn't say shit.
Damn, well, you should have just drove it up.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking, but
you didn't have your license either at the time.
Too. Yeah, it was a stick. So I was like, I can't drive a stick up here. Like, I don't even know how to drive a stick yet, So I was just like, shit. And so my mom was like, this guy wants to buy your car from me. I think it was like for $700. And I was like, you know what? Like, it hurts me, but I was just like, okay, let's get rid of it. So I met up with him.
That guy fucking won on that deal.
Dude, let me tell you what he did.
A running Camaro?
So he bought the car from me, right? I met up with him. He took it. My mom told me, like, probably like last year or the year before that, she told me he bought it and trashed it. He just took the fucking, like, took the engine out of the car. That is the only thing he wanted from this car, was the engine, and trashed the whole fucking thing. It was in perfect fucking condition, right? Like, the outside of the car, like, literally interior was all intact. It was leather seats, all good. The only thing that needed to be done was a repaint on the hood of the car. That was the only thing that needed to be done to that.
Damn.
So I was heartbroken.
Yeah,
I fucking cried.
That was your baby.
It was.
I would be fucking pissed too if like that happened to Charles, my car now. Oh, I'd be 7 shades pissed.
Exactly.
Like, fuck. And that's crazy that your cousin just was like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, and then
like,
later, I was expecting him to be like, hey, like, let me get that money back that I paid for the car to get fixed. No, this motherfucker waited like a year and then added me on Facebook and didn't even acknowledge the car that he fixed for me. Didn't say shit about it.
That's so like, weird.
He's gonna watch this podcast and be like, "Yo, so about
right? So about that money I put into it, like,
yo, I gotta tell you what Tony and I fucking won for your brother yesterday. We won him a 2-day trip in Vegas at one of the 5-star hotels on the Strip in the mall, in the Tacoma Mall. Tony and I were over there fucking spinning the wheel, and I lost and he won, and we actually won like a week vacation. But you had to be 25 to claim it.
Oh, so I wouldn't even be able to claim that.
No, exactly. But we asked him, we were like, if we win, can we like find a random person and just give it to them? And he was like, yeah, you could do that. And so he won, and I find a random lady, and we bring her over, and we're like, yo, because at first I was like, are you 25? And they were like, no, thank you, no. And I was like,
you're like, no, it's a free fucking trip.
That's what I said. I was like, are you 25? I just won this vacation, and I'm trying to give it away. I'm not 25. That kind of caught their attention. They were like, what? Turned around a little bit, came back, and I was like, yeah, so we just won this vacation from this guy, and we're not old enough to claim it. And we said, can we give it to someone? And, you're the first one. And you know, she shook our hands and she was like, thank you. She's talking to the guy. Me and Tony, we go do our Christmas. We're feeling like saints, though. You
right.
know? Like,
gave away a free trip.
We're walking around like, so that's how that
There's
feels.
like 5 different locations you could pick from. You could go to Mexico.
Oh, wow.
You could have went to like Italy too. Like
Italy,
you just had to
shit.
meet. You just
Let
had to
me be
meet some
25.
qualifications. Oh God, like it was that easy. The guy was saying that they give out over 70,000 free vacations a week.
And you said it was at Tacoma Mall?
Yeah, it was like, you know, like
It did
those
not say 70,000.
something like that. You know, like they'll have like the car set up in the middle of the mall, and it's like, win this car or whatever.
Like a raffle type.
Yeah, it was like that, but it was a wheel, and on the wheel it had a bunch of numbers, and it also had these little tag things that were like a trip to Vegas.
It was free to spin though.
And you can only do it once, or
one spin per person.
Okay.
And if you hit a 7, 11, a 9, or like some other number, it was a long vacation. You hit one of the cards, it was that.
It was
and
a Vegas trip.
Yeah, and Tony won that. Won the trip. So then later we came back and we wanted to see if the lady actually went through and got it, and he told us that she ended up going no because she said she had a gut feeling it wasn't going to work out. And he goes, that's why I don't like doing it in this area. He goes, because a lot of people think we're just out here trying to scam.
Yeah.
But he's like, but we're really trying to give out free vacations. And we were like, damn, that's so sad. Like we won it, we really wanted to give it to someone. And he's like, you know, you guys are fucking cool. Like, how old are you? And he's like, do you turn 21 soon? And we were like, nah, but we got a friend who does. And he was like, here, give this to your friend. And he's like, it's a 2-night stay, free of charge. Don't have to give us any money. Just go on the back, type in the code. You get your full everything. He said, give this to him. And I was like, fuck yeah, thank you. And we fucking walked back and we're all like, all right, got Aaron's Christmas gift this year. That's from the company.
Free of charge.
We worked hard to get it, okay?
all right, I'll give you that.
But no, it was cool too. It was like, I did not expect that at all. And you know, it pays to be a nice person. That's what I think.
Honestly.
You know, because we gave it away and then we went back to like check and we ended up getting another thing. So it's like, be nice to people. And shout out to anyone who's watching this that works in the Everett Mall. We went and saw some people over there.
Tacoma Mall.
That's what I meant to say. Or the Tacoma Mall.
Just the Tacoma Mall.
Yeah,
I was like,
fuck the Everett Mall. It sucks.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Fucking, are the Vegas malls better?
Oh, we have some really good malls out there.
Really?
Like,
I mean, I feel like they're known for that shit.
Well, I mean, if you go to like the one on the strip, I think it's like Fashion Show Mall or something like that. That one is huge. They have some good shit, but it's expensive. That's the only thing, you know. But like, you find some good shit out in the Vegas malls, even like the ones in Henderson too. Like, good shit.
Yeah. Would you say you've liked shopping more out here or in Vegas?
Vegas.
Why?
I feel like there's like more of like a different style out there. I feel like the people here just kind of like yeah, like it's literally the same shit all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, it's the same brands like Stesty, Vans, fucking all of that same
What
shit.
is that, like Carhartt?
Yeah, Carhartt.
Carhartt, everything fucking out here, and I'm just like, oh Lord, like
Well,
go back to Vegas, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
You don't like the Carhartt boys out here?
I mean,
He was with the Carhartt boy.
oh, I know it was. That was a fucking struggle. That was a struggle.
He said, "Here, honey, here's my Carhartt."
He
Stay
sounded he was a little fruity, so I mean, I don't know.
I'm glad you say it now because at the time,
well, I was already questioning.
He was one of these guys. You know,
I was
like
already questioning it.
No, I want to talk about him because me and Aaron almost beat him up for sure, but it was like he was such a weird person. How did you meet him?
So I met so when I worked at Alfie's, this girl came in and she had really nice makeup, and I was like, hey, you know, your makeup's really nice, like would it be weird to get your Snapchat? And she's like, no. So I got her Snapchat, and then like a week or two later, like we haven't even hung out, she invites me to her birthday party. So I was like,
fuck yeah.
Okay, you know, like her mom was like, yeah, free alcohol, blah blah, and I wasn't 21, so I was like, all right, like I'm gonna go to this party and drink, like cool. So I get there and it's like me and like 2 or 3 other people. It's not even a party. Like I'm like, what is this? And he was there.
It was a setup.
Right, he was there, and that was her best friend.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, you know, and then he like was like hitting on me or whatever, and I was just kind of like, you know, like whatever. Yeah, no. And so, you know, like after that, you know, like we started hanging out more, and then he was just like, you know, I'm interested in you, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm new here. let me try to see what happens.
He's like Washington boy.
Right. And I'm like, I was
that's
just
a bad
what?
one to rep.
Yeah.
You picked a bad first one.
What the actual shit? My mom was like, why did you date him? He was a bitch. I fucking hated him. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's the type of person I feel like would have cried if he sat alone with your mom for too long.
Oh yeah, my mom just gave him that look and she's like, why'd you leave
Your
me?
mom reminds me of like, she should be on like the Sons of Anarchy. Like she should be like.
No, speaking of Sons of Anarchy, my mom dated this guy, right, when we were younger, and he was like this
I've
older
heard about
guy.
This guy.
Yeah, and he was in a fucking motorcycle gang with like two of my cousins.
Yeah.
Like my cousin and his wife, and then like this guy, like. No, my mom was like the Sons of Anarchy bitch.
Yeah,
like,
no,
she had like
that
the vest
definitely
on.
is your mom's vibe.
Yeah,
she puts that out there for sure.
She loved it.
No doubt.
Oh
she
yeah,
got most of her tattoos while they were fucking dating when she was in that biker gang. Like,
I believe it.
That's a biker gang looking tats.
Yeah. And that resting biker gang face. Like, don't fuck with me, fucking.
That's awesome.
That's the one. Like, I remember I was talking about Aaron, or I was telling Aaron and Ash earlier about the time we went out for fucking lunch with your mom at B-Dubs, and like I just remember not knowing how it went afterwards, because like your mom was just so like solid face the whole time. It's like emotions, they just don't run too thick on her face very well.
Well, it just depends, like it depends on who it is. Like,
I agree, because the most recent times I've seen her, it's very happy. She's like,
you were still new.
Yeah, she's just really weird towards like meeting new people. Like when we were younger, like how like those parents would be like, oh, if you want to go stay over at Susie's house, like we need to meet the parents. My mom was not that bitch.
Yeah,
like,
she was like, I don't want to meet the parents.
She would not meet the parents, so we couldn't stay over there. They couldn't stay over at our place. Like none of that. Like we could not do it.
So
like,
you just weren't even allowed to go over places.
Well, like we would go, but then if like that was brought up where they had to meet my mom, then my mom's like, yeah, no, like not about it.
What about like talking over the phone though?
Sometimes she would do that.
Yeah, I've had to do that with my mom.
Yeah, sometimes she would do it, but
your
it
mom
was
just
rare.
Doesn't like people.
She's not very like a people person. Like she kind of like avoids it at all costs type shit.
Not too much of a people person.
Yeah, like
hates it
if she has to be involved, sometimes she like people talk to you like when you're in line at the fucking store and stuff, like waiting to pay for your shit. If people turn around and start talking to my mom kind of like and then she'll like turn around and look at me and she's like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's like, oh Lord.
It's funny that your mom's like that, because I feel like the whole time I've known her, she's had like a boyfriend, and it's been she's had different boyfriends over the years. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how she could be like that with like regular people, but then in her relationship life, she's like, hey, I like people.
She gets like lovey-dovey,
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
Mom's
it's
not
such
like
a
that.
switch.
She's not like that towards us.
She's like the teddy bear from Toy Story 3. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
got that front, but then she really just wants to be cuddled.
Yeah. She has a really good personality. Like we have similar personalities actually, but it just depends on the person. Like it depends on the vibe she gets from them, because most of the time she's gonna be like, yeah, no, I don't like them, and she'll tell you right up front that
I would say
someone.
You guys are very much reciprocators, like all your family, like even Aaron, like you base it off of however someone acts to you first.
That's how we were raised, you know. So
like,
we're very respectful, like people, and then as soon as you're disrespected, then that's a reason for you not to have respect at all. And like a lot of the times, if someone will tell me like, my brother is an asshole or whatever, like I laugh at them because I'm like, what did you do to deserve that? Like because he's not exactly because he's not like that, and I like a lot of my friends, like my close friends back home, like they know that we all went on a trip to Puerto Rico and they all know how my brother is, so it's like they all respect him and he respects them, but as soon as you do something and and catches him off guard, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not cool with that. And that's how I am. That's how my mom is. I don't know about Jasmine. My sister's kind of odd.
Yeah, Jasmine's like I wouldn't say black sheep, because it's not like she gets ostracized for how she is, but she's different from the rest.
Yeah,
of you, for
she's
sure,
not very
personality wise
outgoing. She's
she's
herself.
Like turtle shell.
Yeah. She has a good personality too. She has like a weird sense of humor, but like,
is it dark? I feel like it could be dark sense of humor.
I feel like sometimes, but like she'll like say like off the hand stuff, and I'll look at her and I'm like, Jasmine.
Yeah. Yeah, oh god, I feel like she's the one to make like some off-color jokes in the
you
corner.
Off guard, because she don't say nothing. She'll be sitting there laughing at something you said, and then she'll like make a comment. And you're like, where did that come from?
Oh god. Well, Aaron always told me that y'all pretty much had to like stand up for her whole life.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there was like this bitch that would make her carry her own backpack and like
give her piggyback rides
Yeah.
home from
Yeah.
school.
Yeah,
Like,
and like she just would never step up for herself.
no, like she's grown a backbone now. Like
Yeah.
she definitely can like tell
Well, she's
you.
had to live with your fucking uncle.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like she, you know, she definitely has been able to stand up for herself now. But no, like I was a bully to all these people that bullied my sister, you know. So I was like the tough dog, you know. Like
Yeah.
I was the one that like defend both my siblings, you know. And then once Aaron got big enough to like do it himself, then he did.
Once he finally
But-
hit 4 foot,
Yeah.
7th grade.
But I mean, like, yeah, like I was always the mean one. Like my sister's friends did not like me because I would stand up to them. If they
Yeah.
said something like, or you know, told her to do something while we were sitting there, I'd be like, yeah, no, she's not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. Like that, you know, that is what it is. So they would tell my sister like, oh, your sister's a bitch, and then they would hate me. But then my sister was also the person. If they're being mean to me while she's sitting there, she would be mean to me as well.
Oh, to like
yeah,
fit in.
Yeah, so I'm
Fucking
like, dude,
slimy Jasmine. We love you, but that's some slimy
dude,
shit,
she
my
was
friend.
she was mean in high school. Like she was mean.
She seems like the type of mean like my sister Kylie would be, you know, like the quiet, reserved, talk shit behind your back type of person.
Probably.
You know,
I
like
mean, I feel like
passive aggressive.
yeah, as hell.
yeah, because I feel like a lot
leave
of the
clothes
time,
on the floor in front of your
Right.
door type shit.
because like Jasmine, like she was like one of those people, you know, like if you said something to her and she did not like it, like she'd walk away talking shit about you, like you know,
Under her
like
breath type
yeah.
shit? Yeah.
And my mom used to get mad about it, but like Jasmine was also like the type of person like she would be like stealing your change out of your fucking pants and shit in the laundry, and then go in your room and she would see that there's like change on your fucking
Just,
dresser and
"Thank
stuff.
you."
Take your change and you're like, what the fuck? And she would have like a collection of shit, you know. But that was Jasmine.
Are you?
That was Jasmine.
That's fucking. What's the weird shit Duba over here did?
Oh. Oh
You're
Lord.
gonna have to edit it out.
Wait, what did you call him?
No, I was like, we don't talk about that. His little
I've just known him
nickname.
too long.
His nickname. We'll have to say it off air. You can't say it on air. But yeah, no. Let's see. Some weird stuff he used to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. So when he was little, I don't know if it's weird. I guess it would be normal, but like, you know, like when the little kids dress up like as superheroes for like Halloween and stuff. He had a Spider-Man costume. This motherfucker wore this shit for so long. It was like this, like on his arms, like in his legs, like it was like that. And he wore it all the time, like under his shit, like all the fucking time.
He
Like,
was
He had
just
to pop
always.
out.
yeah,
always
yeah,
ready.
like
He's
that
like, wait,
was
did I hear
him.
somebody scream?
Right, that was him. Like he did that stuff all the time. But I mean, I don't think he like did anything like necessarily like too weird.
Yeah.
Like
That's fucking funny. You wore that I wore it under my shit too. I can't even
that's
count.
what I'm saying. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
weird because I feel like kids do that.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's definitely like school shooter vibes, but it's not
borderline
too.
trench coat.
Bro,
You
that
know?
was the school saver.
And you ain't no school saver, bro. Yeah, have you seen that? Like so many like schools have been getting threatened to shut up lately.
Oh,
Did you see the one
yeah.
that just happened?
Yeah.
There was a fucking video of the guy knocking on the door, and it was like classroom. Like the classroom was full, and they were in active shooter
And
mode.
he pretended to be the
Yeah,
sheriff.
he's like, bro, just look at my back. Like that's a red
Yeah.
fucking
Dude,
flag.
That's sus. That's real sus.
No
Like,
police officer is gonna say,
look
bro.
at my bro.
Or
look at
Everybody
my
dude.
started
edge.
hopping out the window.
Yeah, they said no. Like I could.
Well,
I
see-
heard it and was like,
What's
I
like,
would fall on my face. I run so hard.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what's like really fucked up? So, do you guys watch Shameless?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you watched like the most
Yeah.
recent? Okay, so how like
Rest
one
in
of the-
peace, fucking Frank.
dude. Honestly,
Oh my god,
But-
rest in peace, Frankie.
I was like,
Frank.
spoiler alert.
alert.
Yeah. So like
Spoiler.
in the most recent season, what is it? V like she takes her kids to school and she's like there for like the day or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like her kids have to run like a fucking like shooter drill, you know, like
Yeah.
a school
They
shooter
had to be
drill.
the lookout and
Yeah, and like you know, like one of the kids has to pretend to be the shooter. Like that's something that actually happens now. And that's sad because when I was in Vegas, we didn't have to worry about anything like that. We had drills.
Does it not pop off like that?
I
Very
mean,
much?
at least when I was young, like it didn't. But like we had shootings like on the street and stuff, but not
Yeah.
like in the schools. And so like we had like drills every once in a while and like what to do, like we you know like for something like that would happen. But it was like once a year if anything.
More like
And-
a lockdown.
Right, exactly, like hard lockdown, you know. And
Yeah.
so I remember the one time we had to have like a drill, and it's because like shit caught on fire. It's hot as fuck, you know,
Yeah,
during the summertime.
and
So
dry.
stuff there'd be fires and stuff like around the schools. But like that was the only thing we had to worry about was fucking
Yeah.
the school catching on fire
Fucking wasn't your school like built on a sinkhole though?
on a sinkhole. Oh yeah, my high school. So no, like the soccer field like had a bunch of like sinkholes like in the fucking field, so we'd be running the mile and like these bitches would be like falling, like dropping like flies, like breaking their ankles and everything, falling in these fucking holes. So they like end up closing it down. I think my I want to say my sophomore year, and it wasn't open until the end of my senior year. So we didn't have the fucking field at all.
How did they just were like, fuck it, let's reopen it, or did they do something to fix it?
They totally like just they leveled it out, and then put like a whole new like field in, pretty much.
Damn, that's so much work. But I mean, after a couple of broken ankles, they were probably like, "This shit needs to get."
Dude, like these girls, like would be like I said, like they'd be fucking falling. Like we'd be running the mile and they'd be dropping in the fucking holes. Like it wasn't that big of a hole, but it's still like enough of a divot where you would lose your balance because your ankle would get caught.
Yeah, and you just roll it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. Okay, I want to ask more about like your culinary school, like arts type. So what kind of made you decide to go into that faction of school? I don't know what you would call it. Fucking era school.
Era cooking.
Like go to the career tech in general.
Yes, no, not career tech, but
or
pick culinary.
Oh, for culinary. Because like I was saying like earlier, you know, like it's because like my mom wasn't there, so I cooked a lot. And then, like, my family on my dad's side, like, they cook quite a bit, too.
Were you guys pretty involved with your dad's family growing up?
I mean, not too much. Like, my aunt, like, we'd see her quite a bit. And then, like, my other aunt, so my TT, my thug fucking aunt, you know, she, like, was around quite a bit, you know, when I was young. So we'd hang out with her, you know, and she'd be cooking a lot. And then my Aunt Barb cooked a lot as well, you know, like, for, like, cookouts and shit. Like, she would throw down in the kitchen. And so, like, that would make me want to learn more stuff. And I'd be watching like cooking shows like all the time, you know, on Food Network. Like that was my life.
Food Network was like the last 3 years of my grandma's life. Like, dude, she fucking was into it.
Oh yeah, Guy Fieri. Like,
yeah, he's all over Food Network. Like that's his network.
I follow his ass on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah,
man, I love that man so much.
I don't know how he stays the same shape. Like
dude,
after eating everything he do.
I honestly like I praise him. Like
he's eating it right. He's doing it right. He's living it right.
The only thing he doesn't like, I remember there's a few things he doesn't like, but he doesn't like eggs.
Yeah.
He won't eat eggs. And I know like he'll eat all this crazy shit, but won't eat eggs. And I'm like, what the hell?
He doesn't like eggs, and there's some
something
weird
else.
Yeah, there's a couple other things. Yeah. I know my grandma, she could tell you like all this shit about Guy Fieri. I
fucking love that man. If I could marry him, I fucking would. Driving his little hot rods.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'd be living it up.
Oh god. So when you were in culinary school, what do you think was like the most, like the peak of it? Like what did you enjoy the most out of learning?
So I mean, like my sophomore year, we mainly did like book work. So we learned a lot of the like shit, like basic stuff, like utensils and stuff, like what to use for what, you know, different things and like bases for sauces and stuff. That was pretty boring.
Yeah. I had to do book work too.
Right. And so like once we, the end of my sophomore year, we like came more into the kitchen and we'd start like being more hands-on. It was cool. Junior year, we worked in like the restaurant, but we only like made like the entrees, you know, like main portion and the restaurant, and so like we would like make like, you know, like different stuff for that, you know, and like on campus like we had a restaurant where students can come like during their lunch, and that would be like a professional restaurant. Like we'd all be dressed up, you know, be servers and like all that stuff, hostess, like all that.
You could go to lunch.
Yeah. So
did they tax people?
No, so like if we'd have like set prices and like there was no tax, like it was just a set price. So let's say like
school pin number,
right? Well, like if you went in and you like ordered like a salad, let's say like the salad was like $2, and then you got like an entree which is like $5. So and you got a drink is $1. So you'd be spending, you know, about $8, $9, you know. So it's like it's not bad because you can have that, you know, every once in a while for your like guilty pleasure while you're at school and not have to worry about like, oh, I'm eating, you know.
Was there someone in there every day?
Yeah, a lot of the teachers were in there quite a bit. Yeah, my math teacher was in there all the time.
Shit, I would be too.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Huh? Yeah, and then like a lot of our Mr. Vespo, and then Mr. Shelton was my math teacher. So Mr. Vespo was Aaron's PE teacher, and they were in there all the time. Even if they didn't eat at the restaurant, their buddies would be eating there, so they would bring like their lunches and eat with them there. Yeah. Cool. So I mean that was cool. But yeah, junior year we just made like the entrees. We made like rolls and stuff for like the dinner rolls and everything. Senior year we were actually like more involved in the restaurant itself, so we worked front of the house. So we were like I said, dressed up. We had like our bow ties and like, you know, button down white, you know, white dress shirt.
And that was every day for senior year. You were working in the restaurant.
Day. Yeah,
like, it was never lessons after that, right?
No. So like the first like beginning of the year, at least for like a month, like we learned like a few more things, and we like practiced like working in the restaurant and everything. And then we had like a trial run, and then eventually like we just worked in the restaurant except for Mondays. days.
So does the restaurant open up like probably a month and a half, 2 months into the school year?
I think so. I think it just depends. Because I from what I remember, it's like 2 months. I think.
Yeah, because you guys kind of
we have to like
get
train.
started.
Yeah, get ready to be involved.
Imagine you had like someone new. Were you allowed to join? Like could someone join into your class the junior year? Is that like how
there
it
was.
worked?
I think junior year was the last year you could switch your major for something like that. But yeah, it just depends on like what your major is. So if you're going into culinary, like that was like the main year that we actually did shit. Mm-hmm. So like junior year you could switch in, but I mean like it just depends because then you'd have to kind of like backtrack because you wouldn't have like the credits from the year before, so you wouldn't be able to like graduate with like your. It's not a degree, but like you get like a certificate, like if you pass the test, saying that like you did take these courses. So if you go to college for that, then you don't have to take the basic course.
Right. So is there? Well, like, okay, so let's tie it into what you do now. Because now you have your own baking stuff and you're trying to get that off. Right. Are you only doing baking? Or is it, like, all kinds of goodies? I don't know what else you could make, huh? Like, fucking cured meat? I don't know. Fucking sausage links? Yeah.
Right now, like, I mean, I cook, for, like, my mom and my stepdad. And I'll cook for, like, Aaron every once in a while when I fucking see him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, right now it's just, like, baked goods. Like, so... I'll do like different types of like brownies or like Rice Krispie treats.
And they're always exotic, guys.
Yeah, dude,
always
different.
Exotic.
You can't do like the basic shit, No. I'll do like different cupcakes and cookies, especially cookies. Like I'll do like a twist on some type of cookie. Like, so I mean, like those are like my go-tos right now that I've been actually like selling stuff for, So it's pretty cool.
Have you gotten any custom orders?
I haven't had anybody like say like, hey, like this is what I'm looking for. I'll just tell them stuff that I had made and then like they'll be like, okay, well that's what I want.
She had made a post a while back that was like, I got these and these and I'm gonna be making them. Here's your last day to put in an order. Yeah. And I ordered like I think it was like 12 brownies or whatever.
They were
and they were fucking diesel.
Fat as fuck.
Yeah, I did not expect them to be like, guys, they were this fucking big and there was 12 of them.
See, that's
and
how
each of them were individually packed. And
the
like,
Rice Krispie treats, they're the same size. Like I try to do all of them the same size like that because most of the time if
and
you
it was only like $40 like for all fucking 12 of those. That's deals on wheels.
Because if you go to Starbucks, you're getting like a little like pound cake, so it's like, well, you're spending fucking $5 on that when you could be spending $5 on this shit. Like, so I mean,
it's way better, and literally it's less than $5. It like turns out to less than. You gotta up your prices.
Oh no, I know. I will eventually once I get a little known, but I can't start out too strong now.
You gotta build a whatever you
reputation.
Call it. Reputation. I feel it though. Is there anything? What would you say was like the most important thing you learned in culinary class that's helping you now, like with your baking and stuff?
Well, we didn't really bake too much, like when I was in culinary.
You guys didn't have like a dessert course?
No, like let's see. I mean, we didn't really I don't even think we did desserts, honestly. Like, I don't remember. Like, they had stuff like pastries and stuff that they would sell, like, because they had like coffee shops in the morning. So they would sell like coffee and then like stuff like that, and like they had like pound cakes and stuff that they would coffee cakes, all that stuff in the morning. But like, we never got to do that. Only like select kids got to do that.
The fucking teachers.
Yeah, like it was just, like I don't know. I was upset. I was really upset that I didn't get to like bake at all. Like when I was there, I baked probably like 2 or 3 times out of the whole time I was there.
Really? In my experience with culinary class, I did it for a full year. Like it was like both semesters. We worked in like a similar thing, a restaurant. It was in the middle school though, in Marysville. I don't know if you ever drove by Totem or anything. Yeah. But it was in Totem. It was like just a restaurant. I don't know how many people would end up coming. I was in the prep class. So there was a prep class and then there was a class that actually worked in the restaurant. So we would get everything ready for them. We'd make the bread dough. We'd fucking, make the noodles, whatever needed to be made beforehand. We were making that. That way, it was just way easier.
It was easier to do when they came in.
And we always, every time, we're making apple fritters, or not apple fritters. It has like granola and apples and like ice cream,
like a
cinnamon.
Crisp,
apple crisps. Yeah. That's what we were making every time. Every day, like it was clockwork. Like that's why I was like, you guys didn't make dessert because we made fucking apple crisps every day, and we would all like. I liked making them because I would always fucking cut me out a little fucking slice.
A little corner.
Or when you had the bowl of apples after you cut them and you had all that sauce in it, just eating the apple with all the sauce on it was like fucking fuego. It'd be shitty. My teacher would get mad. He'd be like, "You have to go cut more apples." Like I'm like, "Fuck, I ate too many apples like this." Like I used to get in trouble all the time because I would just eat shit.
See, we would get in trouble because like we'd be making the rolls for the restaurant, but we'd have big ass bins of rolls, right?
Yeah.
So my brother would be coming out of PE and I would give him a big ass bag and I'd be like, all right, here you go, you know? And like we'd all like just put them in our pockets, like in our like our apron pockets and shit, and we'd be like walking away and go to the bathroom real quick and eat a roll and then come back. Like we'd do shit like that all the time. Like,
you guys would get in trouble though for eating rolls?
Yeah, because like most of the time we're supposed to be like working and we're supposed to be putting them out in the restaurant. So when they're like fresh and they're like, you know, like
nice,
they were so good too.
warm,
Yeah, and they'd have like the butter like freshly just put on it too. And like it was, man, like we'd be eating them right out the oven, like hot as fuck, and it would be still good. Like,
well, that's the best way to do it. Like if you're gonna if you're gonna have a roll, it's got to be hot and right,
that's
ready
what I'm
to
saying.
go.
Did you guys ever get money from working at the restaurant?
No, because it was like a credit thing. So like eventually like, we got credit for it, but we got like so like at the end of like the school year, because like our like money that we made off of that, everything like went to like the stuff to go in the restaurant in general. But like if we got tips and stuff, like we had like a party at the end of the year. Like we went to like this really nice restaurant. I can't remember what it was, but we had like an end of the year party there because of all the tips that we made from like the teachers.
Imagine it was
students.
like PF Chang's.
Dude, I don't even remember where we went, but it was all of us like. And it was 2 senior classes. So you had like the AM that prepped, and then you had my class that was working in the kitchen.
Damn, that'd be so shitty if you got stuck in prep like your whole 2 years.
But see, you get to switch. Like you can switch to like the other one, but a lot of them didn't want to because they, you know, they formed like a clique for like the morning crew.
They were like, morning.
Yeah, so like
fuck
the
UPMs.
morning crew like hated us, and then we hated the.
They
morning
thought you
crew.
had it easier, huh?
Yeah,
they were like, we do all the hard work.
Yeah,
we make the dough, clean the dishes.
That's how that was.
Bitches.
Yeah, they hated us.
Leave little notes.
I feel
Fuck the morning crew.
No, I liked prep because we were making the fucking goodies before, like desserts that got made before. So what are we doing? We're eating that shit. And like chef would always make extra of whatever he would make. So then like he would just toss it on a plate and be like, here, everyone get a little bit. And like,
see, that's what was cool about like having like the afternoon class, because after like both lunches we'd have like a family dinner, and so like everything that was like left over, like so like the entrees, the salad, whatever, you know, like the special courses and stuff that we had, we got to eat for that, like for our lunch. So we'd clean up, and then we'd eat, and then we'd go and wash the rest of the dishes, and we'd get dressed and then go, you know, leave school.
So like it would take you into the end of the day.
Yeah, so it'd be 3 periods. So like
what were the first 3, like math?
Yeah, it'd be like your basic classes. Like so like for me it was English, math, and then I think it was like physics. Yeah. And then I had an open period, so I had a student aid class, and then I had those ones because we had 7 classes.
Oh, you guys were having 7 a day?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And how long was each period?
I think it was about an hour.
Really?
I think so. Or almost an hour or something like that. Like I feel like it was like an hour.
Damn. So you did pretty well in school though. So how does it end up, like, because it's like I feel like there's no like what normal like GPA standard like going into college, because a lot of your stuff was like pretty career based, right? So it's not like you couldn't take like those crazy courses that would have looked better on like
I mean, like we had like different stuff, like I mean nothing like too crazy. Like we had like Spanish, you know, like stuff that can make you look good on like your resume and everything, but like that was really it. Like we didn't have like too many like different courses, I guess, but we had all the core classes. So either way, if you went to college, like you had all your core classes, which I mean is your basic credit,
right? And
then you had like your career classes, which would be counted as an elective credit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's still pretty cool, because I know when Aaron came to Washington, it was like he had extra credits.
Because his career,
Yeah, because of the career. It canceled out a lot of shit for him, and I was like, you lucky bitch. Like,
yeah.
All I had to do was be born in Vegas and move. That's it.
Well, because I mean, he had like, I think it was geometry in one of his construction classes. Like, so I mean, like he took that and construction, so he didn't have to take that math class coming here, you know?
I did that with algebra 2. I was in like this science technical wiring class, and they were like, you take this, you don't have to do algebra 2. We literally did 0 math, and I just got an algebra 2 credit, and I was like, yes. Fucking send it. Like everything was calculated and everything was just like easy, like fractions or whatever. So I was like, this is a cheat. Like for algebra 2, that's it. That's all I gotta do. That's
You're lucky because algebra 2 sucks.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I just don't like math at all.
No. And like, well, because the math that you use for baking and all that is kind of like just doubling or tripling, right?
Quick addition.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that could be hard too, because
fractions.
fractions. Yeah. Fractions are bitch.
Yeah, they really are.
And like the iPhone hasn't like properly made it so simple where you can just add
I
fractions.
I just be Googling half the shit. If I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, like I'm just like, what does that mean? Like I ask my mom, and my mom will look at me and be like, how am I supposed to know that? And then I'll just Google it. Like that's literally what, you know, what ends up happening. So
True.
Google's a wonderful
that one looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I want to take this now. It make my stomach turn a little bit.
No, it made my nose just tingle, you know. But I wanted to get into, because we are getting towards the end of the show, just I wanted to know a couple of differences that like surprised you between Las Vegas and Washington when you moved here.
Biggest difference is the people, like the culture, like the environment here. Like it's a lot different than Vegas. Like going to Vegas, you can go anywhere and you can meet a handful of people walking out. Right. Coming here, everyone I feel like is so cliquey and to themselves that it's hard to meet anybody. Like it's hard for me to make friends. Like I barely have a friend group now, and I've been here for fucking almost 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like so, I mean, like it's difficult. Like unless you're in some type of sports or you're in college itself. Like I don't work with people that are young, so it's like I can't hang out with my coworkers, you know. Right. So it's like that is one of the big things that like eats me up, is that like it's hard to have a social life here.
Do you feel like it would have been easier though had you grown up here?
I mean, I'm sure it would, but like I mean, in Vegas, like literally like you meet people from everywhere and anywhere, and they're just so open to having like any type of like, you know, good relationship with you because their vibes are matching yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought a lot about Seattle.
A lot of people here are sad though. Like it's a very big change. Like I bet, like compared to that and the weather too. I feel like has a lot to do with it. Like
yeah, I mean I'm cool with the rain. Like I mean I don't care, but like it's nice to have seasons. But then again, like it does make me sun deprived. Like so when I go back home, like I absorb the hell out of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's how Aaron would always be saying he's hella white right now just because of the sun, and I'm like,
dude, you should have seen us when we had our pool in our backyard. He was black as hell. So like now, like I mean, I am real light right now. I'm probably darker than he is, but still, like.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And but we are getting towards the end of the show, and I do have a couple of questions that I did want to get shouted out into your ear hole. One more time though, tell them where they can find you.
So Instagram is _misfits_X_. And then I have like Twitter and stuff, but you don't have to worry about that. And Snapchat, same thing. But like my Etsy and everything we'll post up later, you know.
Hell yeah. And then I asked you earlier because I wanted you to get to think about it, but what was some of the best advice you'd say was given to you?
I mean, I don't know if I'd really call it like advice, I guess, because I mean, I didn't take it, so I guess it still would be advice. But when I was younger, a lot of older people would tell me, you know, like, don't grow up too quickly. Like, you're going to miss looking back, you know, miss your childhood. And that is one thing that I did. I grew up too quick. Like, I wanted to be an adult fast as hell. Yeah. And I look back at it and I'm just like, damn, like, you know, reminiscing. But yeah, a lot of people, like, it just depends, I guess, on their situation. Like for me, like I had to grow up pretty quick, I feel like. Yeah. So I matured like fast. I didn't have the opportunity to have too much of a childhood. But I mean, yeah, if you have that opportunity, keep it and like, you know, absorb it, enjoy it, live it up.
Oh yeah, I feel like I had that similar though, just having to like struggle with a mom on addiction, and then she had my siblings super late, right. So it was like I had to step up because it was like no one else was gonna. So it was had to do it. You had to, and like I feel you, but I kind of made up for it once I moved in with my grandparents. I was like, all right, the stress is off now. I can just fuck around and be a kid,
right? And enjoy your life.
Yeah, it kind of like I don't know. I shouldn't have done that to my grandparents, but
you gotta recognize those opportunities.
Oh
yeah,
like, I mean, people like they live with their parents still, and they don't like appreciate what they got.
Well, I mean, I feel like in that sense, like if you didn't, then you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, well, if I didn't make this move, then where would I be? You know, like it could have been a worse situation. Okay. And I feel like at this point, like I mean, being with your grandpa and your grandma, like help mold you into the man you are. You know, so it helps build your personality. Like
they definitely instilled a lot of my more recent values and character. Yeah, like. I know, I be saying grandma said all the time. Right. It's just my grandpa would have said this. Like,
that's why I be calling you an old ass man.
I know, I'm in slippers with fishes on it. Okay. And then another question I got: what's your favorite drink to get at a bar because you are over 21?
Yeah, I was like 23. We'll be 24 soon. My favorite drink. So I'm into like hard ciders. I'm gonna get an Angry Orchard anywhere. But if I'm gonna get like a mixed drink. I'm gonna get a Midori sour.
Whoa.
What does that consist of?
Yeah, what is
Honestly, like I couldn't even tell you. That might be something you gotta Google. But,
Yeah,
like,
Midori
it has like
sour.
I know it's a bottle and it says Midori on it, and then they mix like other stuff with it.
Hell yeah.
But it's good. It tastes pretty sweet. Like,
is it like neon green?
Yeah. That's what it is. And it usually has like a cherry in it. Yeah.
I seen it in the movies.
Yeah.
In the movies.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. And then because we are in the month of December, I do want to get your favorite Christmas movie.
Ooh. Favorite Christmas movie? I would have to say Elf.
Elf?
Yeah.
that is a fucking classic.
Yeah,
This
I
guy
love
over
Elf.
here tried to tell me it wasn't his favorite, and I was like,
honestly, after the last couple weeks, I've been looking at all the other Christmas movie options, and it's kind of top tier. You know?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Out of all the options you got, it's like,
Yeah, Elf is up there. So is The Santa Clauses with Tim Allen. Those are
Oh,
up
hell
there.
yeah.
My favorites.
I
for
watched
sure.
those the other day
Yeah,
with
me
my
too.
stepdad and my mom.
They're great. I watched
like-
them. You have to watch them all too in like the same sitting. That's how I feel.
I like Friday After the Next.
Oh, that is a good Christmas movie
It
too.
was like Christmas movie.
I mean, it's
Well,
all
there's Christmas
Christmassy.
in it.
I mean,
you
I
know?
guess.
It'd be fucking top flight security of the world, Craig. Hell yeah, guys. Well, thank you for watching another episode of ET Interviews. Shout out Des Sledge for coming on here and sharing all the juicy details about her life and her job. Make sure you go check her out on all her baking things. Tony is going to
Buy
say something.
Some baked goods. That's all I wanted to say.
Hell yeah, buy some baked fucking goods. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
go check out
And some
everything in
art,
the
man.
description. Yeah, ask her to make something custom, something super crazy too. Like, and
I
then
really
just let her
will.
do it. Let her do it.
I really will.
On God, thank you so much, Destiny, for coming on, and we appreciate you. And let's do another episode again soon, because I feel
Oh,
like we
yeah.
just fucking reached the surface on this one. Hell yeah,
Dip the toe in.
I know we dipped the toe in. You got anything to say?
Fucking, let's take another toast to Aunt Linda.
Oh fucking nay, buddy. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Cap her
to-
off real quick.
Let's
to-
do it for
to
all the
end
loved
it.
ones, because we're almost out of 21. So anyone who passed away in 21 or anyone
Yeah.
who's passed away in the last couple of years, rest in peace to you. Shout out to everyone. Go kiss your auntie and your grandma, your grandpa. Go kiss them all, because they may die tomorrow.
Oh, gosh. I was like, is that how we're ending it?
They may fucking
Lord.
die. So just make sure you give them a hug, okay?
You get a DM.
Just
Like, bro, why the
cherish-
fuck did you say
Yeah,
that?
my fucking aunt died.
No, just cherish, your family, enjoy the moments with them. And especially holiday season is,
Okay.
this time of year. And it's kind of hard for a lot of people. So cherish the shit out of that.
Absolutely.
But just know they will fucking die. For sure.
Oh, Lord.
That's something you can count on. Hell yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again.
How does it go? Love, peace, chicken grease.
Watch out for the police.
All right.